You know what? I only loaded this first screen and I'm already excited for this video. I have no idea what this is about, but when it comes to Lucy, she can hardly ever disappoint us. And as a self-proclaimed queen of cringe, I am curious to see what she has to say about it.
Is all around us. It's in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and even the McNuggies we eat. It is inescapable. Every day I wake up and fight this internal battle with myself. Because being an anime girl? Now that's really cringe. But how bad is it to be cringe? And if it's truly evil, how do we stop doing it? How do we cure this cringe illness that's poisoning the modern world?
Do we actually want to cure cringe? Like, what would the entirety of internet meme about if we didn't cringe or post cringe content whatsoever?
Well, the short answer is you don't. Hello, my name is Lucy, and welcome to the first meeting of Cringe Chads Anonymous. The first step is admitting that you yourself are cringe. I know. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. It's a lot to take in all at once to understand why you are cringe.
Dude, this might be true. Like, I don't know if this is true for everyone, but honestly, I think as a content creator, every content creator will see themselves as cringe or will cringe at their own content. Like I used to cringe to my content a lot more, like to my older content, especially when people like in my early videos, they would actively post comments on my videos saying that they are cringing at it, whether it was because of my tone of voice or just the speed of talking, because for some reason I believe that the faster I talk, the shorter the video is going to be and it's going to be more valuable. But then I realized that people have to like watch my videos over and over again to actually gain some value from it, which is not what I initially had intended. So I think over time my mission has been to create less cringe content, which may have proven detrimental to my growth.
Cringe, please enjoy this Venn diagram, which is actually just a definition that I came up with on the spot. Why the diagram? Because it makes me look more credible and it's so distracting that you'll forget I have no doctorate. Anyway, check it. Cringe is a word you use when you don't like something and you want other people to feel ashamed for liking it. To put this in boomer terms, this is the new and upgraded version of the 2006 That's So Gay. And because there
Yeah, I don't think you can ever say that anymore.
is nothing that every single person likes and approves of, that means we are all someone's personal brand of insufferable cringe content. So unfortunately, I will have to diagnose you with cringe, and sadly, it's incurable. See, there's something within all of us that can be labeled as cringe. Maybe you like D&D and cosplay, or you're a furry who just can't let Lucario go. You could have a sense of fashion that's extremely outdated. Maybe you make videos on the internet where you pretend to be an anime girl and let everyone know how stupid you really are. I mean, I can't relate because I'm a real anime girl, but who am I to judge, right? The point is, all of those things are cringe to someone out.
Yeah, like cringe is a very subjective thing. Unless we're talking about these like widely spread, I don't want to say misconceptions, but let's say stereotypes about what is cringe and what isn't. The worst part about these widespread things is that something will be cringe and you will have so many people who claim that it's cringe, but like within that group of people, it is almost impossible to not have a very large portion of people who also love it at the same time. So the only conclusion is that the more cringe something is, the more people love it.
And even if you're a normie with less cultured interests, you're not safe from the cringe hammer. So much TikTok content triggers secondhand embarrassment in even the strongest of internet soldiers. And I am guilty as charged. I mean, this is a lot even for me. There is no escape. But don't despair, because that's the beauty of it. Everyone has some amount of cringe, and if everyone has cringe, then rather than bottling it up and hating yourself because of who you are and what you enjoy, you should own it. That's right, baby. Go ahead. Write that smutty sci-fi novel. Purchase that blanket with the Zootopia bunny on it. Sing that Queen song that's way too high for you. Wear a horrible cosplay of Goku into a local convention. Enjoy TV shows and books that everyone else makes fun of because it's the popular thing to do. Love the things that you love, and don't hold back just because Chad and
How's it possible that this is actually turning into a weirdly optimistic, self encouraging, healing video?
Stacy think it's weird. Chad is still running a wildly unsuccessful alpha male podcast while his mom cooks him macaroni and cheese. And Stacy posts Taylor Swift lyrics on Facebook every time her boyfriend picks the wrong place for dinner that night. Do you really want to take advice from them? Of all people, I will caution you on one thing. Because cringe is often used as a catch-all term for anything bad, it will often be used to talk about things that are, legitimately, not good. Some examples include stalking, harassment, or extreme violence. But
How is that cringe? Like, that is like, these things are something that's so serious and so grave that you just want to use a legitimately more descriptive, accurate, and grave word in return.
But to determine whether your cringe is pure or tainted, all you have to ask yourself is one small yet powerful question. Am I hurting anyone by doing what I'm doing? And if you think about that and the answer is no, then who
Unless you're a content creator, then you're actively like making this like cringe chain reaction happen where you post a super cringe video, and the bigger audience you have, the more people go like, oh, oh, oh.
fuck cares? To be honest with you, I used to be crippled by this whole cringe thing, and I mean it was bad. I kept to myself and I never spoke, not even to other people online. I never went all the way and created the things that I wanted because that inner critic couldn't stand to look at what I had made. And I'm willing to bet there's a voice just like that inside of many others that tells them not to put themselves out there or to give up on their passions because it's not good enough for them yet. These are the people who yell,
Yo, the more content you put out, the more cringe you are inevitably going to be. Because let's say you put in, I don't know, some amount of hours and you put in an extremely edited video once every 2 months. There's, unless you are actively trying to be cringe, there's not a lot of opportunities there for you to be cringe. But let's say you're like me, who posts 4 videos a day on 2 different channels, does 5 live streams a week that are 2 to 4 hours long. Like, there are so many opportunities to make people feel sick of you. Like, you say stupid stuff, you stutter, you don't finish your sentences, you say something that, I don't know, people don't like, or you offend someone or whatever. It's like the more you're out there, the more people what just are going to hate you inevitably. But that's just how it goes, I guess.
yell cringe when they see children enjoying themselves on Fortnite or Five Nights at Freddy's because seeing people have fun without being ashamed of themselves is a completely foreign idea to them. They watch cringe compilations because watching other people get made fun of makes them feel slightly better about their own lives. And don't
Like, who would have ever thought that Lucy would have made an anti-bullying video?
get me wrong, I'm not insulting them for it because hell, that was me not that long ago, and that's exactly why I do this. It's why I try not to censor myself too much, and why I write the first cringy thing that comes to mind, and I leave it in the script even if it hurts my soul. Because if being my cringy self is enough to convince just one person to put themselves out there, to pick back up the pen, or the instrument, or the sport, or the game, whatever it is that makes them feel joy and relief in this oftentimes chaotic world, then making my stupid videos will have been worth it. Calling yourself cringe
This is actually beautiful, weirdly inspiring, and totally unexpected.
isn't exactly self-hatred. It's not an insult either. It's honesty and self-awareness. It's saying, yes, maybe I am making weird, irredeemable garbage. But guess what? There's a raccoon somewhere out there that would love to coat themselves in every bit of my leaking sewage, you villain. And no amount of calling it cringe or embarrassing can take that away from us. Kill not the part of you that is cringe. Kill the part of you that cringes. Now, if you'll excuse me, Coconut and I have some, business to get down to.
It was pretty cringe, am I right? I actually made a point this time around. No, it was a good video. I don't know, like, I feel like the more Lucy's content evolves, the more we actually are learning about Free Lucy. And I know that people sometimes struggle to see that there is a real person behind, VTuber or whatever, you don't often present them in your own mind as humans with feelings, with these like takes or whatever. Like mostly you're just able to just take it all in as entertainment and not feel as much. But I'm just happy to see that lately there's been like a little bit of a shift in Lucy's content where she's gone from, just a form of entertainment to actually a friend to a community, and not just Final Fantasy community, but everyone who kind of, feels this way, which is why I even post this video on replays instead of my Final Fantasy 14 channel, is because these things they're told in a weird way, but it's something that everyone should hear, and something that everyone, if you're able to get past all the coding, it is something that you should take in as real advice, because this is actually important for all of us. This is a great video.